So today's topic is personal introduction, or we call it as PI. So whenever we are going to introduce ourselves, we need to remember these are the 8 pointers which needs to be covered. See, generally what happened, people used to ask you, talk about yourself. You know about yourself very much and very nicely, because we are the only one who knows about ourselves very nicely. Nobody else knows about me, right? The way I know about myself. So when somebody asks, Ronit, tell me about yourself. So the first thing which comes to my mind, what shall I tell? My name, from where I am, my name from where I am. And then I'm confused what to say, what not to say. But when somebody tell you, talk about yourself or introduce yourself, that is actually a jam session, just a minute session. That means you have to talk about yourself for minimum 55 seconds, and maximum you can talk about for 65 about yourself for 65 seconds, because that is a jam session. So in just a minute session means in 60 seconds you have to talk about yourself, but there is always a plus minus 5. That's why I said minimum 55 seconds, maximum you can talk about yourself for 65 seconds. So in this duration, what you can talk about yourself, what are the things you can talk about yourself? Initially, now that you are a fresher, you're a student, so you don't have that much things to tell. But slowly, gradually, the more you will be earning, experiences, the more you will be, you know, the more you'll be working in different organizations. You have to add all these things in your experiences. So it will take a longer time than what you expect. So that's why the duration is given. It is known as just a minute session. Just a minute session. That means in this 1 minute of duration, you have to talk about yourself. Understood, people? Students, are you
Yes,
following
sir.
me? So,
Yes,
what are the
sir.
things you will be saying about yourself? The first thing which you will be saying about yourself is that always remember every communication, it starts with a smile. Every communication, it always starts with a smile. Remember this thing. So, with a smile, the first thing which you have to do, you have to greet the other person. When you are greeting the other person, you have to take care of the time as well. Your greetings has to be as per the clock. Like an example, if you're greeting, what do you mean by greeting? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. These all are greetings. So when you are greeting someone, make sure when you are greeting someone, you have to make sure you are taking good care of time as well. Like till 12 noon, you can say good morning. After 12 noon, you have to say good afternoon. And then in the evening time, whenever you are calling someone after 4:30, you can say good evening. Say suppose you are calling someone for an official purpose at around 9 p.m. You cannot call that person good night, sir. Say suppose you called me up. Vishal, when he called me up and I received the call, Vishal told me good night, sir. I will say okay, good night, and I'll hang up the phone. Because good night is a closing greetings. Understand this thing. Understood? Guys, did you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And next is complete name. Whenever you are telling your name, it has to be loud, audible, and clear. Always remember this thing. Your name is your pride, is your identity, your everything. So when you are saying your name, it has to be loud, audible, and clear. When you are saying your name, and when you are telling your name verbally to someone face-to-face conversation, in that case, you don't have to say, "My name is Mr. or Miss XYZ." Salutation not required. Understood? So when you will be saying the name, it has to be loud, audible, clear, simple. Like an example, if I will say my name, I will say my name is Ronit Chowdhury. So when you will be saying your name, make sure there is a pause between your first name, space, middle name, space, last name. That space means you have to give a pause of 1 second or 2 seconds, but not more than this. Or else people will think that out of nervousness, you have forgotten your own name. Understood? So remember this thing very carefully. When you're saying your name, it has to be loud, audible, clear. There should be a pause between your first and last name. Next is your place belongs to. Place belongs to. You don't have to give your postal address to anyone. Nobody is going to send you the gifts. So what is required is your city or town name and the state name. I am from Guwahati, Assam. That's it. Enough. Understood? Next is your educational qualification. When you talk about your introduction, education qualification in introduction, you don't have to mention I have done my matriculation from there, 12th from there, then graduation from there, master degree from there. Not required. You only have to mention the highest qualification of yours. So, what is your current highest qualification? You will be saying, I am pursuing my BTech engineering in mechanical engineering from Assam Downtown University, and I'm a fifth semester student. That is enough. Next point you can see professional or vocational qualification. Professional or vocational qualifications are those which are short-term courses which you might have covered. Maybe few of you have completed that. Like an example, um, spoken English classes, martial arts, sitar, guitar, cricket, football, anything you learn. You have learned and you have the supporting documents with you. You can always mention out here. Remember, unless and until you do not have the supporting documents with you, you cannot mention this thing in your professional or vocational qualification. When I say supporting documents, that means if you have completed your certificates, if you are still continuing the same, then you might be having some documented proof. You have to produce whenever it is required. Experience, since you all are fresher, you will be saying in terms of work experience, I'm a fresher. Later future, what happened when you will be reaching to seventh or eighth semester? Here you will be saying, in terms of work experience, I'm a fresher. However, summer projects, the internships, when you complete, no, you will always mention out here. However, in terms of in terms of work experience, I'm a fresher. However, I have completed 3 months of summer project from XYZ organization, Guwahati, Assam. So you have to mention that one there because that's another kind of experience which you have grabbed, which you have earned. So you have to mention that one. Next is you can see hobbies. When we say about hobbies, there are two things. If you have single hobby, you will be saying my hobby is. If you have multiple hobbies, you will be saying my hobbies are. But remember one thing, when you will be talking about your hobbies, no, you have to be a professional person. You cannot say my hobby is sleeping or I love shopping or you cannot say I love hanging around with my friends. It is your hobby, of course, no doubt. What is an hobby? Any work which I love to do again and again, that is my hobby. But when you are a professional, you have to make something professional hobbies as well. Because the interviewers, they will not be interested in knowing about your personal life much. They are least bothered about your personal life. They are more concerned about your personal, professional life. And as a person, as a professional, how you are, who are you? They will be interested in knowing about that. So here, hobbies talk, in terms of hobbies, it defines someone's identity, personality as well. So you have to very cautious about your hobbies when you are talking about this. Next is when you will be talking about your hobbies. No, if you have multiple hobbies, then you will be saying, "My hobbies are." Right? At last, you can see there is a closing. When I say closing, there are three ways of giving closing. When you are super duper confident, you'll be saying, "This is all about me. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you so much." If you are confident, you'll be saying, "This is all about me. Thank you so much." If you are super duper nervous, you'll be saying, "My hobbies are traveling and watching cricket. Thank you so much." This is how you can close as well. But suggested, preferred is always the second way. This is all about me. Thank you so much. It sounds good. So altogether, this is how you need to give your introduction whenever you are introducing yourself in front of everyone or in front of the crowd, in front of the seniors. In any, anywhere in professional field, you are introducing yourself. make sure do not follow this pattern. This is there are eight parts which you need to cover, and you have to follow the pattern. You cannot change the sequence as well. Understood, people? Guys, did you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Yes,
want me
sir.
to give? Do you want me to give the introduction as an example? Do you want me to
Yes,
give the
sir, please.
introduction as an example?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronit Chowdhury. I am from Guwahati, Assam. In terms of education qualification, I am pursuing my mechanical engineering from Assam Downtown University, and I'm a fifth semester student. In terms of professional qualification, I have completed my ITES course from Doik Society, Borjar, Assam. Uh, in terms of work experience, I'm a fresher. However, I have completed my 2 months summer internship from Downtown Hospital, Guwahati, Assam. My hobbies are traveling and watching cricket. This is all about me. Thank you so much. It sounds very simple, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
But it
Yes.
sounds simple for me, not for you. Why? Because I'm doing the same thing day in, day out. So that is simple for me. For you, it will be when someone else is saying it is simple. When you will practice, you'll find it little difficult. But it's not so difficult that you will cannot do it. You cannot do it. It's only a matter of 2 3 times practice and you can do it. Understood? Yes, no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.